Hey everybody, my name is Zach Richmond. I'm with Richmond Realty Group, Remax the Woodlands and Spring. And this is our first edition of the Rooted Locally, or if you guys want to call it, the Richmond Community Series. That's what we're going to do. But I've got an amazing friend of mine right here. That's right. Yeah, I'm getting paid to say that.
I'm paying you well.
Yeah, this is Bruce Stewart, and he works with so many different organizations in the Woodlands and surrounding areas. And I actually want you to tell a little bit more about you, but he also does do the chaplain services for the Constable's office. So what we're trying to do is we're really trying to highlight the community, the people from behind the scenes that are doing a ton of work, and we just want to appreciate them and share what, why, and how they're doing it. So
you
Bruce,
said you want to appreciate it. So does that mean I'm getting paid lots of money?
Yeah, right. Yeah. We got a trophy in the ceremony.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want the whole parade.
Yeah, it came right out of
it's my balls time.
Yeah, it came out of the Cracker Jack box. Right?
There you go.
Hey, wait, Bruce. Before you get going, what part of Louisiana are you from?
Yeah, deep South Louisiana.
Yeah.
So you just keep going till you hit the kangaroos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep going. But if you've gone to Antarctica, you've gone too far.
Okay.
Yeah. So stop around Australia and you'll be fine.
Around Australia. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that street in Louisiana, but it hurts.
No, it's pretty good. Yeah. You just got to watch out for the wombats.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. So Bruce is my favorite Australian. If you're Australian and you're listening to this, I love you too. Probably more than Bruce. He's the only one I'm with right now.
If you forget my name, Finding Nemo, hey, I'm Bruce the Shark, fishing my friends. There you go.
That's awesome. So Bruce, hey, you've done so much work. You came to this community through Chaplain, Pastoral Services.
Yeah.
So tell them about you.
So we're doing a whole range of things in the community. I love living in this community because Montgomery County is so different to anywhere else. People really care about the community here.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get involved in different ways. And so right now I'm working as a chaplain for the Constable's office, and it's been amazing. We get to help the officers, and most people have a misconception of what chaplains do. They think it's for the people or the community, and sometimes that is the case.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's for the officers. And what people don't realize is we have a huge suicide problem with law enforcement officers. In fact, to date, we have 201 suicides with law enforcement nationally, and that's more than in the line of duty deaths. So really my role is to make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
The stresses of the jobs, pulling a child out of the pool because they've drowned, or coming up on a situation where it's a murder-suicide. It's heavy stuff. And so those guys and those women, they see a lot, they hear a lot, they face a lot. We have an amazing team who does crimes against children, and so obviously dealing with child predators that can take its toll, So
I can only imagine.
Yeah, but it's fantastic because we have a fantastic team here, and they really do care about the community.
Yeah,
so I love that.
That's cool. I mean, it's crazy just to hear what Bruce just said. I mean, over 201 law enforcement suicides nationally, and that's more than the line of duty. That's like. That blows my mind. Like
we have an epidemic, and the good thing about Montgomery County is we're now talking about it. So not only is it law enforcement, veteran suicides are at 21 a day, and that's kind of well known. But what's not known is in Montgomery County, we actually have the highest youth suicide for the state of Texas.
Right.
And when you look around and we're in the Woodlands, you kind of think, well, why is that?
Yeah.
Why is it we have such a high youth suicide when we live in such a beautiful community? And there's a number of reasons, that we could go into about, family breakup and social media and all those things. But
no, I'm glad you pointed that out. That's actually one of the reasons why I got involved with Yes to Youth. Right, so I was the first generation of AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah,
you could print out everything that you had. Like, you could literally bully people without being like even known. And the impact you'd make on people's lives. And then I was the first generation of Facebook. You had to have a college email address to sign up back when I was going. And we didn't know the repercussions of what social media can do. There's a lot of positive things, but there's also a lot of negative stuff too. And so I got involved with Yes to Youth, Montgomery County Youth Services, because of nobody else was talking about childhood depression, mental illness with children, suicide, except for them.
Yeah.
And we're happy that it's been talked about more openly.
Yeah.
And it's not looked at as like oh, they're just an accident or they're bad people, right? This is our goal is to try and make it tabletop conversations so you can
have a forum.
Right. I mean, you've been in ministry and chaplain and therapy, like admitting you have.
Well, I've definitely been in therapy.
Yeah, right. Hey, guilty too, right? That's how you're so good at it. We've been through it. No.
I'm okay now, apparently.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like we want to make it commonplace conversation because if you can talk about it,
absolutely,
we can solve it. Because you told me one time when we were visiting, you said, tell them about the resources.
Yeah, so talking about it is huge. And so I got involved with a group called Reflective Life Media, and we produced a film called We Are Stronger, which if you have Amazon Prime, it's out there, it's free, and that's a free plug. And so we talk about a veteran coming home with PTSD.
Yeah.
And what we found was if we were going to do this program, and we knew, veteran suicide was really high, and I was already working with a veteran organization called Mighty Oaks, which started actually here in Montgomery County.
Oh, that's cool.
And the Marines have given us blanket approval. We've had 3,000 veterans go through, and we've only had one suicide. So we've had huge success.
That's awesome.
And so when we did the movie, and I'm the pastor for Reflective Life Media, we decided, well, that's great. We're raising awareness about PTSD, and that's fantastic. But what's the solution?
Right.
So we decided we'd start this organization called Stronger Alliance, which I'm also the director for that.
Yeah.
And
that's your shirt, right?
Yeah, that's the shirt. StrongerAlliance.com. Go check us out. Like us on Facebook. Appreciate that. Lots of free plugs. So we started this organization, and the idea was, well, what are the resources, and how do we bring people into those resources so they know about it and they can get help? So we linked it to our movie. So if you watch the movie, you can then go to our website, and on our website, we have programs that are nationwide that deal with all sorts of issues. So suicide prevention, PTSD, trauma, human trafficking, sexual abuse, marriage restoration. We do eating disorders. We do people who've had abortions, a whole range of issues that face our community. Yeah. But we have the resources there to help them. And a lot of these resources are actually free. Yeah, so we provide,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we have programs that are free. And if they're not, we often try to find ways that we can help fund it so that, those people can get the help that they need. So,
So how do you get most of the funding for the Stronger Alliance?
So it's through donations. It's through public donations. Yeah. We've been blessed. The Spirit of Texas Bank, they've helped us out a whole lot. Yeah. It's mainly just public donations. And so, none of us take a salary. We're all volunteers. Yeah. We're doing it because we want to. We care about the community. And out of that, also, we started a task force called the Montgomery County Behavioral Health and Suicide Task Force. Yeah. And the idea was that suicide is such a big issue here in the county and such a big youth issue. What can we do about it? We can't just sit on the fences anymore and say, all right, well, we know it's an issue, but, do nothing. So we started a task force led up by Judge Wayne Mack. Yeah. And we had over 120 agencies in the initial meeting with over 450 people in the meeting. So it was awesome. It was great.
So you said there was over how many agencies?
120.
So like what do you classify as agencies?
Agencies. So law enforcement. We had schools involved. We had Texas Children's Hospital involved. Yeah. We have churches and mosques involved. We have a whole range of services and Tri-County Health and people that really are in the community and will be affected by suicide. And so we thought, well, how do we bring all these organizations together and pull our resources so that if we have an issue, we know exactly where to send them. And so that was the idea of the task force. And so we've done public service announcements for Custody Join for Hope, which I'm on the board for that, and Care Force. And so we're actually getting the message out there, plus pulling resources together and working together collaboratively in the Woodlands rather than separately. Right. So that, you need help, I need help, somebody else needs help, we can get together and go, all right, well, this is what I found, and what do you have? Yeah. And it's great. And it's in the initial stages, but it's fantastic.
That's good. So you're bringing together all these different organizations, people, groups, so we can tackle this together instead of all of us jointly and separately.
Before, a lot of people have their own silos. They want to do their own thing.
Right. That's awesome.
It's not like any of us have egos. So anyway, so rather than having which guy has two thumbs? Yeah. So anyway, we had that, and it's like, listen, let's put egos aside and let's put the community first. And that's why your organization, our organization, the constable's office is involved. Ryan cares deeply about that, and so we've been working together with these other people to really do something in this community.
That's really cool.
Fantastic.
Hey, you also, I think, speaking of, you talking about We Are Stronger, right?
Yeah.
You also have another series that you're pulling some local people.
Yeah. So I'm plugging. We have a new TV series coming out. It's called Breaking Strongholds, and we're dealing with some of these issues. And so they're going to be like around 43 minutes an episode. There'll be 8 episodes, and we're going to have a theme that's sort of carried on from the movie. A few different actors. Terry Weaver, some of you may know him. He leads the Val Institute, and he's a veteran and just an all-around great guy.
Awesome public speaker, too. Yeah. Fantastic. Every time I listen to him, I'm just like, we're going to tackle it.
You feel motivated and inspired,
Yeah.
And he really does put me to shame because he's always working out. And,
I know.
And I'm like, I'm not in shape, I'm A shape. So he's a great guy. And so he's one of our star actors. And then we have Tori, and she's fantastic. And we just have an amazing cast and crew. Again, volunteering their time. The community has come together, and they're just, pouring into this series, and hopefully it'll be released on Amazon Prime, Universal if you want to pick it up. But anyway, it's great because it's going to be tackling these issues. We're going to be bringing it alive, and the reality is that a lot of these episodes are going to be based on somebody from Montgomery County. Really, it's all being filmed in Montgomery County. Yeah. And so, it'll be about people that actually live here. So our first one is on suicide.
Right.
And for those who don't know, Kim Hess, it's about her and Judd's story of their daughter, Cassidy, a beautiful young girl who died by suicide at 15. And just for those who are listening, just a little side note. Yeah. What we trying to educate people on is we don't say, we often hear they say, they took their life, or, what the correct terminology is died by suicide. Yeah. And so that way, it's because it's an issue that is bigger than just someone just taking their life. It affects so many people. So we like to say died by suicide. Yeah. That's just a little bit more respectful of the people. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you're tackling so many different things. You're spread so thin, but you have such a huge heart for people, families, like you said, first responders. I mean, you're talking about EMS, dispatchers. You told me about dispatchers. Yeah. The people that are taking the phone calls. Yeah, that's hard too, right?
It's hard. I mean, during Hurricane Harvey, the dispatchers are the one taking the calls, and so if somebody's trapped in their attic, and they call in the dispatcher, and the dispatcher can hear that they're drowning. They've got no way out. And then the next thing they know, the phone goes click. Yeah. And they know that it's more than likely that person just died while they were on the phone waiting for help. And of course, for a dispatcher, that's traumatic. Yeah. And we often forget that they're actually a first responder. They've actually been classified now as first responders.
Good. That's really good. I'm glad we're progressing that, because EMS, like firefighters, law enforcement, everybody. I mean, it is a tough job. The stuff that you see on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, and then, you have your nurses and your ER doctors. And, I mean, there's so many people that they forget that there's a lot of trauma that people have to see, but don't necessarily have the ways to process. Yeah. And so we're developing that. We have a great professional counselor here, Lana Snell. She's doing great things for first responders and in giving them the help and the tools that they need. So
if sometimes it's hard, especially as the individual, to speak up and say, hey, I've got a problem, I need some help. But a lot of times we see, as friends, family members, coworkers, colleagues, the people that are dealing with it. So, like, what's a way for whether you're the individual, the friend, the family member, how do we get in contact, or how do we use some of these resources that you guys are providing?
Glad you asked, obviously. So, firstly, you can go to our website, strongeralliance.com. We have a list of resources available on there.
Yeah.
One of the resources that is strictly for Montgomery County is called Mosaics of Mercy.
Yeah.
And they're a fantastic group who are actually pulling resources from all around the county that people can go to that website. It is anonymous. I met with Sherry this week.
Yeah.
And Sherry Burkhardt, and
Good.
they can go there and they can also get resources there. But that's on our website. So go to strongeralliance.com and we can help there.
That's really cool. I think I've heard that you guys have a new project or something that you're working in the mix on.
So another thing we're doing is called...
What don't you do? I love Bruce because Bruce is so jovial, happy, but when it comes down to it, like, he is very serious and loves to take care of people. He's an amazing man. That's why we wanted to bring him on the show. So tell him about what's coming up.
So coming up, we have an organization that I'll be leading up called Assist the Blue, along with everything else. And basically, what I recognized up here in Montgomery County is we don't have anything to assist our law enforcement officers. We don't have financial help. We don't have really any assistance for them, for the agencies, if they need equipment, if they don't have the budget, if an officer gets hurt in the line of duty, or outside, or they have cancer or something like that. Who pays for their medical bills? Who pays for their car that's flooded? Yet, I have literally seen people not go home to their house that's been flooded, and they don't even know for 5 days because they're here working. Yeah. And so we want to be able to help them out. And so we're starting an organization. It'll be a non-profit. Again, nobody's getting paid. Nothing I do is paid. We all volunteer. And we will be looking for donations. So if you're looking to donate to a great cause, Assist the Blue, will be it. And so we're going to try and help law enforcement agencies in the Montgomery County.
I mean, we believe in it so much. We were happy to make a donation to Assist the Blue.
And Zach was our first major donor. And so we're so pleased with that. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's something that's amazing. What they do, the causes, it all goes back to the individuals. I mean, Bruce, we get so caught up, especially as citizens, right, that these are these hard professionals. You know, they know how to handle it all. It's like they're the ones we call whenever we need assistance, but nobody's ever calling them whenever they need assistance. And, like, their houses get flooded. You know, they have broken down cars. Like, they're human beings, and like we forget that. And so just having that organization, that support to help them who are helping us out so much, I think it's amazing. Yeah,
well, I can't thank you enough, and to the Richmond Realty group for helping us out. I mean, it's been incredible. What people forget is exactly that. They're human. They've got families. They've got houses. They've got mortgages. They deal with all of these things because they want to serve. And so they need assistance sometimes. And because they are, you know, they're on the front lines, most of them aren't going to ask for help. You know, because they're like, no, we're the ones that help you. But we see the gap. And so we want to fill in that gap and help them and just be an assistance to them and try to just get them back on their feet.
Guilt-free, just, hey, everybody needs a helping hand. I don't care who you are, where you are, and what stage
we all need a helping hand.
We all do.
That's why we have friends, right? So.
But anyways, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you want to tell anybody watching, viewing?
Check out our website, Breaking Strongholds. That's coming up. So look for that. You may see us filming in Montgomery County. So, you know, that's exciting. You'll recognize the places there. Really proud of our team at Reflective Life Media. Really proud of our Constable's office. So if you see, honestly, I know this sounds like a very simple thing, but if you see a veteran, if you see a first responder, just go up and say thank you. You know, just thank them. It doesn't have to be long. It can even just be a smile. But it makes a huge difference. You know, and even for our youth, I just want to tell one real quick story.
Please.
I even had a youth who said, if somebody smiles today at me, I will not take my life. A simple smile, that's all they were looking for. And because that person got that smile and then eventually reached out for help, we were able to help that person.
Yeah.
So you don't know. Just being nice, being kind, which I'd love to think in Montgomery County, that's the majority of us. Most of us are
absolutely.
giving back. But yeah, just be a great citizen for Montgomery County. I'm proud of this. I'm proud of this area.
Yeah, we're proud of it. We're proud of Montgomery County too. That's why we love being here, and that's why we appreciate people like yourself, Bruce. Bruce has done so much for this community with his teams. He'll be the first to tell you it takes a team to make all this stuff happen. But we wanted to shed a light on some of those people working behind the scenes that are doing a magnificent amount of good. So,
I
Bruce,
appreciate it, brother.
my brother,
thank you,
my
man.
Aussie.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys.
All right,
y'all
see
stay
you,
classy.
mate.
See you, mate.